January 28, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage. 1 Kings chapter 16 verse 15 to 34. Key verse. Verse 18b-19. Title: Israel's kings commit sin and do evil. In the 27th year of Asa king of Judah, Zimri reigned 7 days in Tirzah. Now the troops were encamped against Gibbethon, which belonged to the Philistines. And the troops who were encamped heard it said, Zimri has conspired, and he has killed the king. Therefore all Israel made Omri, the commander of the army, king over Israel that day in the camp. So Omri went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel with him, and they besieged Tirzah. And when Zimri saw that the city was taken, he went into the citadel of the king's house and burned the king's house over him with fire and died. Because of his sins that he committed, doing evil in the sight of the Lord, walking in the way of Jeroboam, and for his sin which he committed, making Israel to sin. Now the rest of the acts of Zimri, and the conspiracy that he made, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? Then the people of Israel were divided into 2 parts. Half of the people followed Tibni the son of Ginneth, to make him king, and half followed Omri. But the people who followed Omri overcame the people who followed Tibni the son of Ginneth. So Tibni died, and Omri became king. In the 31st year of Asa king of Judah, Omri began to reign over Israel, and he reigned for 12 years. 6 years he reigned in Tirzah. He bought the hill of Samaria from Shemer for 2 talents of silver, and he fortified the hill and called the name of the city that he built Samaria, after the name of Shemer, the owner of the hill. Omri did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did more evil than all who were before him. For he walked in all the way of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and in the sins that he made Israel to sin, provoking the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger by their idols. Now the rest of the acts of Omri that he did, and the might that he showed, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And Omri slept with his fathers and was buried in Samaria, and Ahab his son reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Asa king of Judah, Ahab the son of Omri began to reign over Israel, and Ahab the son of Omri reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years. And Ahab the son of Omri did evil in the sight of the Lord, more than all who were before him. And as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, he took for his wife Jezebel the daughter of Ethbaal king of the Sidonians, and went and served Baal and worshipped him. He erected an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he built in Samaria. And Ahab made an Asherah. Ahab did more to provoke the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger than all the kings of Israel who were before him. In his days Hiel of Bethel built Jericho. He laid its foundation at the cost of Abram his firstborn, and set up its gates at the cost of his youngest son Segub, according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke by Joshua the son of Nun. Daily Bread Message. Zimri had murdered King Elah. He also killed off all of the remaining family of Baasha. The people didn't want a murderer as their king, so they conspired against him and made Omri, the army commander, king. And so, Zimri lasted only 7 days before he committed suicide in his palace. He died not because of the conspiracy against him, but because of the sins he had committed against the Lord. Omri was a strong king and built the city of Samaria. However, he too sinned against the Lord. He did more evil in the sight of the Lord than all the other kings had done before him. So he died too. After Omri died, his son Ahab became king in Israel. Ahab did even more evil than Omri had done. Sin builds up and becomes a completely destructive force, just like a tiny snowball rolled down a mountain can become a massive boulder. Ahab continued to worship idols. He also married Jezebel, the daughter of a Sidonian king. During Ahab's reign, Hiel rebuilt the city of Jericho. According to the Lord's word, it was at the cost of his firstborn and youngest sons. Even when kings are invoking his anger, God is faithful to his word. Prayer. Father, help us to repent our own idol worship and follow your ways. One word. God is always faithful to his word.